Begin.
Oh?
Wedding preparations in full bloom.
The wedding is soon to start! How grand!
A beautiful and worthy celebration, my lord.
Thank you. May this feast set a spirited tone for East Anglia's future.
Eivor! I'm so glad you've made... Just like you to keep a king waiting at his own wedding.
Yet I arrived in the end.
A part of me worried you wouldn't.
I told you I would see you crowned. And now here we are.
Without you, I'd be dead. Another wasted hope for East Anglia.
You look good, Oswald. Like a man about to marry a more powerful woman.
Do I? Because I'm nervous as hell.
Of all the battles a man can fight, the war against himself is the hardest to win.
I hereby name you man and wife, and as man and wife, I name you... Oswald of Elmenham, first of his name, the rightful king of East Anglia, with his lady Valdis, soul, fist, and beauty of this land.
You've done it, Stuart. A king now sits on the throne of East Anglia.
Don't leave yourself out of this song. We did it together.
Back to your dreams, then, of fire and Helheim.
I lost my way some time ago. Hard to say when. I don't want to be here. I never did. This was Halfdan's dream. He ordered me to see it through. In my dreams, I'm sailing, remember? Wind in my beard, salt on my lips. I want that life again. Whether or not I find it, only time will tell. Until then, let us feast, drink, and forget our pain!
EIVORR! Care for a challenge?
EIVORR!
Wolf-kissed, gaze upon my pots. They stand so strong. Unbreakable at this distance, no?
They are not, Brother. My arrows shatter whatever target they strike.
Even after draining so much meat, succeed and use...
Keep...
Brought RUED to his knees and let Oswald hold him for trial. I could hardly believe my ears either.
Yes, that's it! As with everything, an easy task for the wolf-kissed.
Barely a challenge.
Impressive, impressive. Here as promised. Now go enjoy the party.
Skål, EIVORR! Let's have a drink.
Your fist is without ale. Let us address that.
Surely a special kind of metal is required for drinking before the new king.
A metal not unlike your own.
To Odin and his endless glories.
And the new king of East Anglia. May his reign be long and good. Not bad, Wolf-kissed. I wager you couldn't...
A fool's way.
A challenge.
I will drink.
And will...
I...
Skål! Is that what you say? Yes, to celebrate. Skål! Drink more.
Too strong for you. You're a bit green, friend. This ale is strong, brother.
But I am... Now.
Fine.
Look there, Finner on the roof.
The road to Valhalla does not run that way, Finir.
Eivor! Some sweet wine for a sweet swine? Come join me! The Saxon god wanders somewhere up here, does he not? I haven't seen him.
They like to say he moves with mystery.
Look! The moon! It moves untroubled now. But one day it will be eaten by a giant wolf and the nights will be black forevermore.
Are you all right?
I've tasted glory once.
I'm glad to hear it.
I always felt like Skål, Hati.
You can let them go.
My longships in Valhalla.
Come on, let's get you.
You're very strong.
You're very large.
Sorry for this, Eivor. I've had one.
It need not be.
Not
The boar represents fertility.
As does Freyr.
You impress me, Eivor. Yet I wonder, is there...
Even a fool has something to teach, whether they're aware of the lesson.
Hey.
Have another horn of mead, brother. It's
Did you hear what I...
Keep that up.
Wait, did you hear? Did my brother just call me?
Enough fun and games. I should see how Oswald is doing.
Eivor, I'm about to address our guests, and I'd like you to be there.
It has been a worthy ceremony.
And have you had enough fun yet?
I am ready.
Good. Come, friends, honored guests. We've pushed through hard times, but it is not conflict that binds us. It is compassion. May we always favor compassion, even when our enemies refuse its boon. So, to my Dane friends and neighbors, I give thanks for the bravery you have shown during our collective struggles. And for my fellow Christians, may we continue standing as examples of our Lord's grace. Lights in the dark. I see East Anglia's future right here, right now, in all of you, Dane and Saxon alike. To our future.
Still a bit soft on insults, but the king has courage.
And to Eivor, without whom...
On behalf of East Anglia, let this ring be proof of our loyalty to the Raven clan and all they have done for us today.
Would you have any words of wisdom for us?
To the good king, Oswald! Skull!
To Oswald!
Skull!
Skull!
Scorn! Okay, everyone, the bridal race starts now. Remember, you all have to lose to the bride and groom. Steady all, and ready yourself for the wedding race. The king and his bride against all.
My king!
The sheep you left to guard me have been shorn.
Oswald! King of sheep fuckers! Show your eyes!
I challenge you.
I accept.
Oswald is king, and a king must have a champion. I will fight in his stead.
He challenged me, Eivor.
Your fight is bigger than this, Lord. You must rebuild these and a dead king cannot keep his oaths.
Oswald, you gutless Irish swine! You! Always getting in the way! East Anglia can burn for all I care!
wish it had not come to this. So much death, so much anger.
What is done is done.
You're leaving now.
I should. Your wedding should be a day of peace and happiness. Today I lack both.
Eivor, you've done East Anglia a great service. I promised you an alliance, and now you have it.
And one day I will need you to make good on that alliance. I should find Finir. Say goodbye before I leave. Brother, Oswald is in your hands now.
Aye, Eivor.
I will. Valdis,
Will you not stay a moment longer?
I should not linger. My band of folk await.
I understand.
Take care, Valdis.
I did, didn't I? Take...
Ah, greetings, Eivor.
You're missing the festivities.
I've had my fill.
It's as much yours as it is Oswald's.
I was a crumbling man, Eivor. Before all this, I thought I'd die a tired old failure. But now, my heart burns bright with newfound fire. I want to live hard, die fierce.
Glory cares not for age, Finir. Sail with me. My ship could always use a wise head and a strong axe.
Together,
Together.
I'll gather my things.
Dream come true, like none other. Thank you for everything. From the bottom of my heart.
Now it seems the wind calls me back to Randi. Best tell her the good news. You seem sad.
I am. Sven was a good friend to me over the years.
Was?
Oh no, Eivor. You've been away.
No.
Taking it hard, very hard. You ought to go and have a word with her. Anyhow.
I would like to...
Ready for battle.
I'll see you later, friend.
Put that gear to good use out there.
Make you eat that wretched... I could trade that hat for 2 of
Rowan, Holger, why all this shouting?
Randvi, I demand that this matter be settled here and now.
Have patience, Rowan. There is a time and a place for such disputes. Eivor, thank Tyr.
I heard shouting. Is something wrong?
Holger robbed me, and I demand he be punished.
Rot disappointed word. Does the deer rub the stream when she takes a drink? Does a cow rub a field when he crops on sweet grass?
Eivor, this matter requires sensitive judgment. Will you?
Of course. From the beginning, please.
Well now, there is no excuse too small, I see. Nothing to keep you from coveting that seat, is there?
In Sigurd's absence, who has better claim to oversee these disputes?
You might leave them to work it out for themselves, but that would mean letting go, would it not?
Please start again. Tell me all that has happened.
I will start. I have been falsely accused by this Saxon Philistine.
A Philly what? Are you mocking me?
Silence, please. I'll hear both of your complaints and render a decision, awarding compensation if needed. Understood? Rowan, tell me your version of these events.
As you are aware, Holger and I are neighbors. Near enough that I often catch him at my stables, stealing my tools.
Borrowing.
Holger, let him speak.
Stealing, borrowing. My point being, I have always allowed him to use whatever he pleased. I greatly admire your Norse generosity and had hoped to match it. But this morning, Holger stretched the limits of my grace. Entering my stables for their feed, I found my most beautiful, gentle mare stripped of her tail. Bereft, not a strand in sight. I am ashamed to say my natural suspicion drew me to Holger, and how right I was. For when I peered across the lane, there he was, gripping a horsetail brush slathered with indigo, dragging it across a sheet of...
Painting, Rowan. I was painting. You make it sound so crude.
You see? Such willful arrogance. It will take ages for Ilgafur's tail to reach its former length. I demand compensation.
I understand. Thank you, Rowan. Holger, let me hear your side.
Eivor, you have known me as a skald for years. You have seen and you know that my work requires a certain... let us often when lacking the proper tools. I have made use of novel items.
You cut off my horse's tail to make a brush, you bleed...
Rowan?
As I was saying, this morning in the throat, I could have used a frayed stick, some cloth, to make a perfect brush. I needed the fine hairs of a well-raised horse.
And you clipped Alfgafur's tail to the rump, without asking.
It was early. I didn't...
Thank you, Holger. I believe I...
My horse looks like a fool, Eivor. No handsomer than a donkey now.
Do not conflate hair with beauty, Rowan.
Quiet, both. Before I give my verdict, I believe I have heard enough. If you will...
My horse looks like...
Do not conflate hair...
Quiet, both. Holger, Rowan is clearly in the right. You sheared the tail from his horse without gaining permission.
I borrowed the tail. Borrowed! Does the reality of regrowth not make this a victimless crime?
It is a two-victim crime, Holger. Though they are unharmed, you took without asking, and that will not do. As the horse's value has diminished significantly, you will pay Rowan its market price.
But the horse was not for sale. Rowan, admit it.
My decision is final, Holger. Pay what you owe and meet tomorrow as friends.
And if I do, may I keep the horse?
Pay the man and be done with it. Rowan, does this satisfy you?
It does. Thank you, EIVORR.
Good. Then by Tyr's blessing, let this matter rest. Return to your home.